Welcome, everybody. I'm going to call this October 28th, 2019 regular meeting of the City of Coolidge City Council to order. And the first order of business is invocation by Pastor Tracy Perry for the Spirit of Joy Methodist Church. And after that, please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Welcome, Pastor.
Channels of your grace, conduits of your wisdom and mercy, and instruments of your peace, as we ask your blessing on this meeting. Amen. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thank you, Pastor. I'm going to call the roll, please.
Yes, Mayor. Councilmember Jimmy Walker?
Here.
Councilmember Tina Kaufman?
Here.
Councilmember Steve Hudson?
Here.
Mayor John Thompson?
Here.
Vice Mayor Jackie Henry?
Here.
Councilmember Ben Navarro?
Here.
And Councilmember Tatiana Murieta. Here she is. We have a quorum, Mayor.
Thank you, Norma. Start off with presentations, item 4. Recognition of the Finance Department for receipt of the 2019 Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in the Financial Reporting from the Government Finance Officers Association. This is discussion only. Good evening, Mr. Garcia. Congratulations.
Yes. Well, thank you. I'd like to introduce my staff. We have 3 out of the 4 that are here. We have Kaylee Hampton. She's our account clerk. You want to come on up? And then we have Mary Siles. She handles payroll, and she's our senior account clerk. And then we have Rachel Duran, who's the accounting supervisor. And so together, we attempt to keep everything in order that comes through, and to maintain the great history of financial record keeping that we've had. This is, I believe, number 9 or 10 of the CAFRs that we got. We're getting ready to submit another one. We just finished our current audit for this year, but I'd like to take credit for all of it, but it's these ladies behind me that really keep it all together and just make me look good, so, which is hard to do. But also I'd like to congratulate all the other department heads and the other staff. I mean, everybody kind of works together to keep this whole thing together. The city council, you guys help us put the budget together. Rick is in charge of all the operations, but you know, it's all the departments that are in charge of their own purchasing, that follow the rules that make it easy for us. And then we just try to keep it all together for the auditors. So,
well, this is a pretty big deal accomplishment. I thank you. I'm sure the council appreciates it. I know I do. And it also saves the citizens some money, doesn't it? If we weren't getting these awards, wouldn't we have to get some more software that would cost us because you weren't doing your job as well as you do?
Well, not only that, but you know, we also have single audits because we get so much federal money. If we have any audit findings on the single audit, it could cost us the ability to get some of those awards. So like this past year, we got the $9.5 million FAA grant. So if we didn't make sure that all the procurement was done right and the airport and everybody didn't chip in to do what they do, you know, some of that wouldn't be possible. So not only would it cost us money for software, but it would cost us money to get certain capital improvements or other grants that we do get. So.
Well, that's even more of a reason to thank you.
Yeah, so we'd like to celebrate a little bit.
Well, congratulations. You guys do a great job. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, under item number 5, Mr. Miller, is that a check presentation by
Yes.
S. Power to the City of Coolidge?
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, members of the audience,
I'm pleased to announce tonight we have a special guest here to present a check to the city of Coolidge.
Is it a Happy Gilmore check?
It looks like a big check, too.
All right.
I'd like to just first recognize Amy Peterson and S Power. Drawing a blank on your associate's name.
Jordan Levin.
Jordan. Sorry, Jordan. S Power is making a large investment in our community. The Planning and Zoning Commission has been reviewing and approving several large-scale utility solar projects. And S Power is one of the new renewable energy companies that will be in our community and are already wanting to make an investment and a commitment in the form of a partnership to our community. And they wanted to present this check tonight to the city of Coolidge. Looks like $10,000 to be used for our historic water tank tower lighting projects. So Amy, would you like to introduce yourself and say some more?
I'm Jordan Levin and Amy Peterson, and we just want to, thank everybody in the community for welcoming us, and we're really excited to be a part of the community as we work to build this solar project over the next couple of years, and we're really excited to see this project come to fruition and to be a part of it.
Thank you. And hold on, nobody ever gives us anything, so I'm going to come down and shake your hand.
We are targeting notice to proceed for construction in February of 2020.
February, coming February,
Yeah.
we start building on that.
Coming quick.
Good deal. That's good. A lot of jobs for local people.
We hope so.
That's what we like to see.
Great. Yeah. Yes, we did.
Mr. Mayor, while you're taking your seat there, just to let you know that we've had a number of individuals commit to donating some funding for this project, and we're pretty excited. Hopefully our goal is to raise enough money to have a lighting ceremony for our electric light parade, which I think is December the 13th. I appreciate the water company for the work that they've been doing on this project as well.
I think that's important to point out, Mr. Miller, I think the article in the Examiner brought a lot of it out, but that's Arizona Water's water tank, and they're helping the city out by doing what they're doing. It's cost them quite a bit of money to do that. So I want to thank them. And the majority of the lighting, if not all of the lighting, eventually be paid for, just like this company right here.
A large sum of it. Yes.
I thank all of the people that are doing that, and I'm sure there are those that think the pots of money come from a little different places. We'll get everything accomplished, but along with all the necessities, once in a while, it's nice to have something that shows that Coolidge still has a sense of community, and we can take a little pride in that community. So thanks to all of the people that are helping us out. Okay, on item 6, announcement by Joyce Baker on the Child Abuse Prevention Poster Contest. And I guess I'm going to come down there. You're going to speak, but I'll be down there with you. Go ahead, Joyce.
Members of Council, Vice Mayor, and Mayor, the Coolidge Library is happy to partner with the Child Abuse Help Hotline Poster Contest. Children made posters at the library or brought completed posters to the library for display during September and October. Some classrooms also participated in making posters. Over 30 children from all grades participated. Community members voted for their favorite posters. Thanks to generous donations from Walmart, Safeway, Taco Bell, Sonic, Custom Cuts by Celeste, G's Barbershop, the Spirit of Joy United Methodist Church, and the First United Methodist Church of Eloy, there were plenty of prizes to distribute. The first place prize winner is receiving $100. The 2 runner-up winners are each being given $50. The posters will be on display at various child help, child abuse hotline booths throughout Pinell County in the coming months. Special thanks to Heidi Miller for coordinating this event with the library staff. And then we're going to ask each of you who are here to come forward so the mayor can give you your certificate and prize. Chloe Mills, first place. Ella Smith, runner-up. And Sammy Ostrowski, runner-up. Good job, everyone.
I'll stand next to the mayor. There we go.
Okay, we'll move into item number 7, monthly report and business spotlight recognitions by the Coolidge Chamber of Commerce. Good evening, Lynn.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our October Spotlight, Total Network and Telecom Solutions. He graduated from Coolidge High School, and he started his business here in 2011.
Thank you, Lynn. We just wanted to come out and kind of introduce ourselves. We're located in the old Safeway Plaza between Ace Hardware and Tractor Supply Company. It's the old Pat's Pharmacy building. We basically do full service IT solutions for companies, government, commercial, casinos, gaming. I've been doing this for 20 plus years up in the valley, so trying to do something here in Coolidge. It's a good location for me. I'm from here. I'm kind of halfway between Phoenix and Tucson because I have customers in both locations. I have customers throughout the state, and then I think there's really a need here for IT solutions. There's not really anybody that's servicing this area, so it's kind of what we're here to do, kind of bring Coolidge into the 21st century. We got some high-tech stuff there. We have a video conferencing room for anybody that is looking to do any type of video conference meeting with, could be somebody out of state, could be a job interview. You're looking to hire somebody from out of state. It also does recording, so if you're looking at doing any type of content recording for YouTube or anything like that, it's a full-blown system. So that's available to the public now as well. We have some flyers to hand out that kind of describes all that for everybody. So, any questions?
I don't have any questions. I want to thank you for giving me and the city manager a tour a while back. It's quite a, if you've never been in there and you have children that like to play video games and compete, that's quite the place to go. But they have the call center and the video conferencing room.
Right.
That's quite a setup. That's pretty impressive setup over there. So anybody that has a business or a small business and needs any services, man, you want to go over and see Larry and those guys. They do a great job over there, and I think eventually you're going to have some kind of a cafe, kind of a maybe
we got two things going on. So my main business is the IT business that I've been doing for 20 plus years. And then out of that, we spun off the Internet Cafe that you may have heard about. So it's a gaming lounge, Internet Cafe, and that's 2 doors down from the main business. That's between the Watershed and Ace Hardware. So we have the custom gaming PCs and Xbox Ones, PS4s set up for the kids to come in and play internet games. And then also, if anybody needs just internet access, that's available. We have a big color printer, scanner, copier that's available to the public as well. So.
Thank you, sir. Go ahead,
Thank you.
Councilman.
Hey, Larry, I just want to congratulate you. I
Thank
know
you.
that we've seen each other over the years
Right.
several times, and I know this has taken you probably 4 or 5 years to put together.
The internet cafe, yeah, that was kind of, so the IT thing is my main thing. That's what
Right.
pays the bills, and then the internet cafe was something I was doing on the side. Kind of, that's more for the community, and also I'm trying to recruit like more IT people. So that's kind of a way to get people in. That it's an entry-level job, as long as a lot of people are into video games and stuff, and that's kind of where a lot of IT people start. Is you want to have the latest computer to play the latest games, and then you kind of, I can actually have a career in this. So that's kind of twofold why I did that. Some for the community and also an entry-level position to get IT people in there.
Well, I know it's a lot of hard work that you put together. I want to congratulate you. And I know
Thank you.
there's quite a few mothers that love you because they
Yeah.
drop their kids off there.
Yeah.
It gives them a safe environment to go and play
Yes,
the
sir.
video games and
Yeah.
stuff. So thank you very much for committing to Coolidge.
You're welcome. Thank you.
There's a method to your madness.
Yeah, I got a plan.
Yeah,
That's
I
for
know
sure.
it.
Yeah.
But good. We like to see local guys make it,
Thank you.
and you're doing a great job. So thank you. The room's
you.
full of local Coolidge guys that have moved on and are doing a good deal, and they've come back to or never left, and
Right.
they're being successful. So we appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks, guys.
I do believe that's a true success story with him graduating from Coolidge High School and doing good. Reinvestments for August is Norris Management, Jalapenos 2, Juan Salas, Coolidge Church of Nazarene, Coolidge Bookkeeping, Galloping Goose, Gary Johnson and Associates, Agronomy Innovations. New memberships for August, Women's Health Palace, Pinal Gila Council for Senior Citizens, Absolute, HCBS. Our stats for August are walk-ins are 604. Calls are 214. Top state that visited us was New Mexico. Top foreign country was Canada. Our June permits are up to, and it's 127. Year-to-date permits, 293 with over 23 million evaluation. Casa Grande Ruins, August visitations is 2,299. Year-to-date is 48,927. Just to remind you that it's free to visit the ruins. A couple things coming up. I'm sure you've got your invitations now for our annual banquet this Saturday. We're looking forward to that. October 30th, Imagine's going to have a trunk or treat, and the library is going to have a pumpkin carving at the library, pumpkin carving. And on the 31st, they have the Halloween Carnival and the Haunted House. November 2nd is the airport fly-in and our annual banquet, along with the American Legion Hoedown. Any questions?
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to move into call of the public. This is a portion of the meeting where the public, if they have anything to say to the council, can come up to the podium over here and state your name and your address, and you have 3 minutes, up to 3 minutes to address the council. Norma?
Mayor, yes, we do have, our first speaker is Robert Miller, and he's here to speak on the Pinal County Veterans Memorial Foundation.
Welcome, Mr. Miller.
Mayor, members of the council, thank you for having me. It's Robert Miller, 1280 East Brenda Circle, Casa Grande, Arizona. As stated, I'm here on behalf of the Pinal County Veterans Memorial Foundation. In January, I was elected as their president, thankfully, so I got the opportunity to serve in another role with that organization. I don't know if the council has heard about the Pinal County Veterans Memorial Foundation, but it was founded 10 years ago by former County Sheriff Frank Reyes, as well as longtime attorney in Casa Grande, Tom McCarville, who has since passed. But they created a vision 10 years ago to try and build a memorial park for all the citizens from Pinal County that enlisted in the military but never got the opportunity to come home. Because these are the families and friends, people that we dine next to. You know, they have families that probably still live around us, and we want to make sure that those people are never forgotten. And so from that, it kind of continued to evolve, and I got involved about 6 years ago, which is when we kind of turned the corner on our fundraising. We have about $170,000 currently in the bank that we've raised just from grassroots programs, golf tournaments. We do a number of different things kind of throughout the county. And so that's given us the opportunity to kind of take our project to the next level. And so we're working on getting permits right now for the park. And so I'm here, one, obviously, gave you guys a copy of our book, My Fallen Hero. This was written by one of our board members, and it has as many stories as we could find from the names that will go on our wall. And they are spread from all throughout the county. And then we are doing a groundbreaking ceremony on Veterans Day this year, November 11th at 9 a.m. And so would obviously love to invite the mayor, council, anybody from the community, if you would come and join us. It's a very exciting project, and so it'll be at 9 a.m. It's at the Ed Hooper Paul Mason Sportsplex in Casa Grande, which is 2525 North Pinal Avenue. And so we're really excited. It'll be a 3-acre park that will give a beautiful setting for kind of remembering, honoring. Our goal is to have it to help educate the book eventually in the final phase, which we're not at. We're just going to start phase 1. We'll have all of these stories and any more that we can find between now and the finish line electronically so schools can use them, and just really create an environment that we want to make sure that our local heroes from Pinal County are never forgotten. And so with that, I thank you for your time. I hope that you guys are able to make it, because we'd love to have you out there, and thank you for allowing me to present this evening.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your service. Okay, Norma.
I have one more speaker, Mayor. It is Adam Siles, and he is here to speak on the fire department.
Okay. Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. My name is Adam Siles. I live at 969 West Toltec. Before I kind of speak a little bit, I'm going to let you know that I have kind of a unique perspective on this issue. I am a first responder. I work in law enforcement and the medical side. I'm a tactical operations medic. Unfortunately, policies with my department. I can't say who. If you guys want to talk to me afterwards, I'd be more than happy to tell you. I looked at this, and I started looking at numbers, and I actually got some public information requests. Listen to what Chief Dillon had to say today. And I saw some looks on some people's faces when they said, hey, $500,000 per shift. Currently, your police department personnel is $4 million. Your police department is $600,000. Last week, or in the last council member at council meeting, they said 60% of our budget goes to public safety. 11% of it goes to your fire department. One of the concerns that I have is I call 911 at night. AMR's hopefully in the area. I have more of a skill set than the person that's going to show up to my door. It's just whether or not my SWAT bag is in my office or in my office in my house. Out of those things, the operational costs, obviously you have to look at operational costs. The operational cost for your police department is right around $500,000. Your operational cost for your police department is about $160-ish. Okay? Heard earlier, hey, and one of the other things that I did when I did my public information request was, and I heard you guys ask the chief tonight, is there a way for a fire department to come up with extra money? Is there other things like that? Right now, set up in our fire department, there isn't. But one of the other things I asked our financial department was, do they have access to the police department's RICO account? Departments, and I know that members of this council have been in law enforcement, the police department can actually generate extra funds through the RICO account. Those accounts are actually held by the county attorney's office, and they are funded by them. But there are quarterly reports that get sent out. Now, I don't work for a municipal department anymore. I used to. I used to come to council meetings on a bunch of different bases and say, hey, I want to buy this. Now, knowing RICO, it can only be used for training, equipment, things like that. It can't be used for personnel. I was told by my council many times, hey, try to get through your RICO account first. We know you have X amount of dollars. Now, RICO accounts, if you have a case agent, you're getting 20% of the line share. I think that that's valuable information to have at our city's financial department to offset some of these costs. The other thing is, and I know it's kind of unpopular with a small town atmosphere, but we buy a lot of things local. And I come from a small town. I believe in buying local. But state contracts, especially on vehicles, we could save $10,000 to $15,000 per vehicle. Why aren't we doing this? Why aren't these some of the other things that we're looking for to help supplement our public safety? And I know my time is running short, so that's where I'm going to leave it. Hopefully, when Bright comes in next week, we can listen to hear what they have to say. But that's kind of where I'm going to leave it for now. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Anybody else? All right. Not seeing anybody approach, we'll get out a call to the public, and we'll move into public hearing. I don't need a motion to do that, do I? Okay. All right, we're into public hearing to receive comments on the zoning code amendment to section 801 Charlie 3 Adam of the zoning code to reduce the minimum acreage required for a planned area development zone from 50 acres to 10 acres and remove the provisions for waivers of the minimum acreage requirement. Good evening, Mr. Lopez.
Mayor Thompson, Vice Mayor Henry, council members. As you stated, this is an alternative we're looking at, which PAD is an alternative to conventional zoning, so it allows for creativity and a variety of land use to work together. As you know, you've approved a lot of PADs as we're going through our growth cycle that include commercial, residential, and different components with open space, so this allows us to do that. And all this is the amendment will change the minimum acreage that we have for a PAD in the zoning code from 50 down to 10 acres. And they held a public hearing with Planning and Zoning Commission on October 9th, and that's the recommendation they forwarded on to you to consider. And this is the second of 2 public hearings. And on agenda item number 14, we'll have the action item for this. So right now, this is just a public hearing, no action is required at this time. And I'm here to answer any questions you or the public may have.
What was the vote by the P&Z?
It was unanimous.
Was it?
Yes.
Okay. Why 10 acres?
Originally, we went in with a 5-acre recommendation.
Which is
one of
too
the commissioners wanted to go 10, so it was kind of there's some, Florence doesn't have a minimum. The county, Pinal County has 10. I think Casa Grande has 5. So we were looking to be a little closer to our neighbors and also help develop some smaller properties instead of just the 50 or larger. So this does that. It helps us with, be a more development-friendly community. I think we are already, but this opens up some additional properties for PAD development where we can do some creative, exciting things.
So I guess that's the answer to the question I'm going to ask you now. As the Economic Development Director, is that way that you'd want to see us do that?
Yes, absolutely. And because of the creativity allowed by a PAD, we can take, when we've seen some of the projects that are coming up, we see some smaller ones where a PAD would really work well. And so it allows us that opportunity to be more flexible and work with, which is in line with everything we've done so far to bring in jobs and companies to the city. With your guidance, we've been able to do that. So this is another tool that we bring before you. Hopefully you'll agree, and then we'll use it.
If I was a different kind of guy, we have an ex-council member from Casa Grande, ex-vice mayor from Casa Grande sitting here in the audience, Vice Mayor Varela.
Yes.
I would ask him why they did the things they did, but I don't know that it would be fair to him to do that, so I won't. But welcome, ex-vice Mayor Varela. I didn't mean to wake you. So, so you guys have any questions? Anybody have any questions down here? Ben?
Rails, no.
Wow, okay. Oh, it's a public hearing. How about anybody out there in the public land? No? All right. Not seeing any. I don't need a motion to get out. I can just get out. Okay. We're leaving the public hearing. We're out of that. All right. Business items for consent. Does anybody have anything they want pulled off of this consent agenda? Down here? How about down here? No? All right. Item 9. Consider approval of the following street closure. South 16th Street north of West Roosevelt Avenue and Heartland Ranch Unit 1 for a neighborhood block party to be held on Thursday, October 31st, 2019 from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. And I looked, as you all did, I'm sure that's a cul-de-sac, so that's why it's only one street. Item 10, consider approval of entering into a subgrantee agreement number 19-0304-01 between the Arizona Department of Homeland Security and the City of Coolidge Police Department for acceptance of a 2019 Homeland Security grant in the amount of $51,936 to fund 6 Motorola dual-band portable radios and approve the expenditure of said funds. Item 11, consider authorizing transit to partner with Sun Corridor MPO to submit the FFY 2018 Section 5305E grant for transit planning study for the Cotton Express and Central Arizona Regional Transit Operations. And item 12, consider approval of the claims for the month of September 2019. If there's nothing, I look for a motion.
Mayor, move to approve as read.
I second it.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Business regular items. Item 13, resolution number 19-25. A resolution of the mayor and the city council of the city of Coolidge, Arizona, urging the Arizona legislature to hear and ratify an amendment to the Constitution of the United States relative to equal rights for men and women. Is there anybody here that's, I thought the fire chief was going to speak to that, but he's going the other way. Come on, chief.
Mayor, Miss Diane Post is here.
Oh, okay.
Walking up to the podium.
There she is. Good. How are you?
Hi. Thank you, Mayor and Council. My name is Diane Post. I'm an attorney, and I'm with the Equal Rights Task Force in Arizona. And we are here to encourage this. The Equal Rights Amendment says, equality of rights under the law shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or any state on account of sex. It protects men and women, boys and girls. It's been around for 96 years, and we're hoping to get this done and to finish that last state. We need one more state. The Arizona League of Cities and Towns has passed it, and 17 individual towns, in addition to that, 3 of them in Pinal County, have also passed it and urge the legislature when they come back in January to ratify it so that Arizona can be the pivotal state and get this into the Constitution. And we need it in the Constitution because while we have various statutes, we don't have constitutional equality. And if we believe in the values of the United States and in the things that we say regarding all of the people being equal, we think that every town should pass the Equal Rights Amendment. And I'm here to answer any questions if you have any.
Any questions? Down here?
No.
Thank you. All right. If there are no further questions, I said through the conversations and when the League of Cities passed it and decided to move it forward to the state legislature to see what they're going to do about it. I know Tempe's one of the cities that passed it. Diane, who are the other two?
Well, there's 17, but in Pinal County, there's Globe, Superior, and Miami, all 3 of them, but Forsyth, Springerville, from Bisbee, Jerome, Cottonwood, Clarkdale, Clifton, Tolleson, Tucson, Flagstaff, and I don't know if I've hit 17 yet.
No. And Globe and Miami, we tried to annex them, but they stayed in Gila County. So, but anyway, I didn't realize that we were in. Yeah, so I had a long conversation with Diane, and she's very convincing. And but anyway, I need a motion to act.
Mayor, if there's no further discussion, I make a motion we approve resolution 19-25 as read.
Second. Okay, there's a motion and a second. Norma?
Vice Mayor Henry,
Yes.
Councilmember Navarro,
Yes.
Councilmember Walker,
Yes.
Councilmember Kaufman,
Yes.
Councilmember Hudson,
Yes.
and Mayor Thompson.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. That passes. Item 14. Ordinance number 19-15, an ordinance of the mayor and the city council of the city of Coolidge, Arizona, amending section 801, Charlie 3 Adam of the zoning code to reduce the minimum acreage required for planned area development zoning from 50 acres to 10 acres, and remove the provisions for waivers of the minimum acreage requirement. Welcome back, Mr. Lopez.
Mayor Thompson, Vice Mayor Henry, council members, as I stated before, this is the action item for the public hearing we had previously. So it's our recommendation that you approve the amendment to Section 801.C.3 of the zoning code, reducing the PAD zoning area 50 acres to 10. And I'll answer any questions you may have.
I don't have any more questions. I see Tim. You don't see any problems with this, Tim? All good? Okay. Then I need, any questions?
No.
Then I need a motion.
Motion to approve is read.
Second.
Okay, Norma.
Councilmember Hudson?
Yes.
Councilmember Kaufman?
Yes.
Councilmember Walker?
Yes.
Councilmember Navarro?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Henry?
Yes.
And Mayor Thompson?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item 15, consider approval of entering into a purchase and sale agreement and escrow instructions between the City of Coolidge and Sustainable Property Holdings, LLC for the sale of approximately 18 acres of city-owned property south of Selma Highway and east of 11 Mile Corner Road. Gil?
Mayor Thompson, Vice Mayor Henry, council members, this is a for sale of approximately 18 acres of city-owned property that we acquired. Somebody just basically gave it to the city. They didn't want to pay taxes on it and some other things, so we acquired it free of charge. And it's located south of Selma Highway, east of 11 Mile Corner. The city staff put it out to bid, and we received one bid from Sustainable Property Holdings, LLC. And they are actually, it'll be used in conjunction with a 100 megawatt planned photovoltaic solar project in that area. Right now, the property along its length has a canal in it from Katy Canal. And so what we're recommending is, of course, the council approve the purchase and sale agreement with Sustainable Power Holdings, LLC for the sale of this property.
You know, Mr. Lopez, I think it's important to point out that when we're selling this, if people would get a look at the actual layout of the footprint of the property, they would see why the price is what the price is, because the property is really not good for much of anything the way it's shaped.
Right, it has a canal running the length of it.
Mainly runs along mainly runs alongside a canal. Yeah. So it's really not good for much of anything other than what they want to use it for.
And what it'll do for the project, it'll allow them to be the property line setbacks for the panels to be closer to that canal instead of 40 feet away. So it allows them to add more panels, and there's nothing around it, so it absolutely makes sense.
Yeah, so there's a reason that whoever had it that was just paying taxes on it,
yes,
just gave it to the city.
Turn it over to us.
Well, somebody didn't think the value of it was worth paying property tax on it.
No.
It must not be too valuable.
Yeah. So, okay. Any questions down here? No. All right. If there's nothing further, then I need a motion.
Motion to approve is read.
Second.
Okay. There's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 16, consider approval of entering in a purchase and sale agreement and development agreement and escrow instructions between the City of Coolidge and Pinal Hispanic Council for the sale of city-owned property, former Cohen Building and adjacent city-owned parking lot on Central Avenue.
Mr. Mayor, I'll take this item. If I'd like to recognize Ralph Varela here in the audience tonight. We've been working with Ralph Varela with the Pinal Hispanic Council and also with the umbrella organization that is over the Pinal Hispanic Council, and that is Intermountain. To kind of bring the council up to speed, a number of years ago, well, just a few years back, we had a building in the downtown with major structural failure. The roof collapsed on the old Cohen building, and everyone was extremely worried about what was going to happen with that building. It was very unsafe. Some of the wall was beginning to push out towards the parking lot, and it was decided that with the property owner that the building could not be saved. There's just no suitable use for it, and the cost to restore it would be incredibly high. So Working with the property owner, we had the property owner demolish the building and worked out an agreement with Warren Snow Investments, that was the name of the company, to have them give the property to the city. And we have some costs that we incurred on the acquisition of that property. We paid some attorney fees that were used to challenge an issue related to asbestos abatement. There was a little bit of expense that was related to a temporary fence that went around the building while it was in an unsafe condition to keep the public away from it. And we also paid back some back property taxes. Dennis and I have looked at the numbers, and I think we have about $32,000 of city money that's been invested in the acquisition of this a very important downtown piece of property. Sat there for a while, and we felt, well, maybe we should go out and out to bid and get a request for proposals from different interested groups to develop this important downtown property. And we received one proposal by the Pinal Hispanic Council to build a new facility in the downtown area to accommodate their needs. And in fact, I worked with Ralph when I was in Eloy. They built a brand new Pinal Hispanic Council building in the downtown Eloy area. I know the mayor's very familiar with it. Many of you probably are. Very beautiful facility, and we thought, well, this would be a great opportunity to take a major hole in the downtown that's nothing more than a slab today, and put something there that would be beneficial to the downtown area in the way of employment, people that are coming to and from the downtown doing service, eating at the restaurants and so forth. When you look at the property, there will be no impact fees as the company builds on this property, because the impact was already there. The large footprint of the Cohen building will be as large or larger than what they're proposing to build on the property. It's not only the Cohen building property, but it's also the adjacent city-owned parking lot that's next to it. So it's a combination of those two properties between the old Coolidge Hotel building and the bank. So that whole area there is what we're talking about this evening. Our attorney has been meeting with the legal counsel from Intermountain, and we've come up with with this purchase and sale agreement that you have in front of you this evening. This put together very quickly in a very short amount of time, because tomorrow evening the Pinal Hispanic Council has a board meeting, and then Intermountain has a board meeting on November the 2nd. What I can tell you tonight, there are a couple of possible negotiation points that we still need to take into consideration that I'd like to bring to your attention this evening in talking with Ralph late Friday afternoon. As their attorney and Intermountain reviewed this, they may want to have the purchase price be brought down to $15,000 rather than the $20,000 that's in your agreement. So we're kind of negotiating between $15,000 and $20,000. I think it's important to say, to clarify the staff report that you have, is that if we sell it for even the $20,000, we're not quite getting the amount of money that we have invested in the property, the $32,000 that I talked about earlier. But when you factor in construction sales tax on this property when they build a new building, and the other benefits that are going to come from the economic development of this building in the downtown, it's really going to be significantly higher than what we have invested in the property. So I think what we'd like to do, and Dennis can kind of help me out here a little bit, we'd like to kind of have you allow us to continue to talk with Mr. Varela and their board and Intermountain about this purchase price, whether it's 20 or whether we can come down to 15, if that's a deal breaker for them. And so, Dennis, would you like to add anything else to what I've said there?
No, Mr. Mayor, Council, I think in light of this, I think what we're looking for, we haven't really gotten a red line, if you would, back from their attorney. I think they're fairly comfortable. He's clearly comfortable with the agreement. We talked about that. But there's a few provisions in the agreement that still might need to be worked out. Like we have a provision in the agreement that the way the deal is set up is Pinal Hispanics going out to USDA to obtain this loan. So we won't close on the property until we know they got the loan to build this building. We think, based on our conversations, that will probably take upwards to 6 months or 7 months or 8 months maybe to get USDA to approve. So once we close, then, under the terms of the agreement, they have 18 months to build their building and get to a C of O, which can be a fairly tight time frame. But at the same time, we want to see something develop downtown, and they understand that part of it. They might want to ask a little bit more time that comes into the agreement. I'm not sure they're comfortable with the 18 months from the time USDA approves this loan, so that would be probably a potentially another factor that they might want to renegotiate. And then we have another provision in this agreement whereby if they don't move quick enough to get the USDA loan, or once they get the loan, they don't move quick enough to build the building, we can get our property back. And so we have kind of a clawback provision, and so I would assume they're going to want to say, wait a second, if you come and take the property back from us, you got to pay us for what we put into the property then, which is, I think, typically standard. But we haven't gotten those changes yet, so I think what we're looking for, if council's comfortable with the whole idea of this project, is give us a little flexibility. We think the contract for the most part is the way it's going to be, but there might be some tweaking, some of that language that we just talked about there. And as long as there's no significant differences, we'll go forward. If there are significant differences that come through the negotiations, we'll just bring it back to the next council meeting, if that's okay.
Well, that's okay with me, and as long as we're talking about it, and I know you've told me it's not a problem, but even years ago when I wasn't the mayor and we discussed this issue, I didn't vote on it because I'm on their board of directors.
Right.
I don't vote there and I don't vote here.
Right.
So, but I don't have a problem with that because I don't think these aren't big issues that can't be solved.
No, I think they're all easy solvable. I think it's really, we've never done a deal with them, they've never done a deal with us, and so it's just kind of making sure everybody's comfortable with the contract. So.
No, I would love to see a new building go downtown. And how many people are they talking about employing?
I think it'd be best, maybe Ralph can kind of stand up and share some information from his.
Councilmember, would you?
Take his jacket off.
I prepared just a piece. I want to share that. I think that'll give you a good overview. Mayor Thompson, City Council, thank you for the opportunity. I was looking back at our notes, and the original proposal was October of 2016. So it's been 3 years from the time of inception of the project to where we're at today. And it is a collaborative initiative between us and the City of Coolidge and Intermountain and the United States Department of Agriculture. And USDA funded our original outpatient facility in Eloy. It is 8,000 square foot facility, and it will be similar to the one here. Probably this one here will probably be about 8,000 to 10,000 square feet, because just in terms of the design, in terms of, as you know, Coolidge is quite a booming area, and difference between our Eloy facility and our Coolidge facility is Coolidge, you also have the draw in terms of the surrounding areas, where Eloy, is pretty much into the designated area. And the other thing is that the USDA has the preliminary approval. We had submitted the preliminary application for approval, and so it has been pended as approval. What this takes into consideration is that it moves into three other phases: the architectural design report that needs to be done, financial feasibility that needs to be done, and then an environmental feasibility report that needs to be done. And so it'll take, it's aimed at outpatient behavioral health services for children, youth, and adults. And in terms of services that will be provided, it's alcohol, drug, mental health, seriously mentally ill, the DUI services and domestic violence and autism services as well. Right now we serve a population in Coolidge about 300 to 400 members at any given time. And over the span of the year, we probably serve about 1,500 to 1,700 individuals. The facility we built in Coolidge also had in Eloy, also has a 1,500 square foot conference center area that we make available to the community, whether it's any organization. We also host the NA and AA classes in there. We have our DV classes and our DUI classes. But any group that wants to have a place to have meetings, it's always available for the organization or agencies. For a long time, we had the Eloy Police Department have their trainings in there until they built their own facility. We also will be working on the opioid services. We received a grant in partnership with Amistades out of Tucson to have a counselor, case manager, and a peer that will be specifically addressing substance abuse and opioids program. It's a 3-year federal program. And we will ensure that we have separate entrances for children and adults. And that's kind of one of the lessons learned from the Eloy facility. Total cost will be about $3 million. It will be funded by USDA. It will be 35 to 40-year loan. So I assume that we won't be here to see it all paid off, but somebody will. And it'll be, it usually runs about 3 to 4% interest rate. So as stated, if the city approves it, our board will approve it tomorrow, and then it'll go to Intermountain's Board of Directors on Saturday. And,
so how many people do you expect to employ here at this building, if it gets built?
How many individuals?
Employed?
Right now, we employ about 28 staff here, and a lot of the we anticipate it won't increase a lot of the employment, but it really will create a state-of-the-art facility to do what we do. The current facility that we're in is about 6,000 square feet, and we have 2 to 3 case managers that are in one area, so it really will allow us to grow. The other part of it that we're looking at is trying to see through USDA if we can do the integrated health care, which would bring then some level of medical services in conjunction with the behavioral health, because that's kind of the federal movement, and the state movement is about integrating behavioral health with medical health.
Thank you. It looks like it's a great service for the citizens of Coolidge, and if we can get a brand new building down there in downtown Coolidge, I'm all for it.
It really will. It really will. And we put our other facility in the downtown area too, because we wanted to ensure that we could be a part of the community. We're right down in the downtown area, and if you look at the Eloy area, our facility is right here behind us. Is a new facility for Pinal Gila Children's Services, and then you have Sun Life, and then you have the City of Eloy new council buildings.
Thank you.
Mr. Varela, doesn't PHC's service area expand into Santan Valley too? Won't you be drawing in some clients from Santan Valley?
Could you repeat that a little louder?
I know. I know. Won't you be drawing in some clients from Santan Valley too?
Yes.
Because that's part of the service area, you know?
Right, and with that, that service area is very important. And in behavioral health, over the last 5 years, they've had now what they call voice and choice. So a lot of the behavioral health agencies take individuals from different cities and so forth, because the individual seeking services has a voice and they have a choice of where they want to receive services from. So we do also draw from Santan area. Absolutely.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Councilmember Navarro will be here, though, in 40 years. Just want to put that on the record.
Just disappointed in my wife.
Mr. Mayor, if I just might add that, this addition, together with the things that have been happening in the downtown, are really exciting. With the Central Pinal Justice Court and the things that the DAV has been doing, and the United Dance Crew, and the renovations that have been taking place in the downtown, there's been a lot of very positive talk about how our downtown is coming with the street improvements and everything else.
Stoneworks is still supposed to come and build that building down on Coolidge Avenue.
Coolidge Avenue, that's correct. The patio grill opening up, I think, Monday. So a lot of good things happening in our downtown. We're very proud of.
Get Mr. Lopez on the stick. We get that. Cool. Oh, there he is. Anyway, thank you, Ralph. Appreciate it.
I just have a question on how you want, how do you want it worded?
I think if you would approve the agreement with the understanding that there could be some additional negotiations that won't change the contract significantly, and as long as the contract's not changed significantly, that we're authorized to sign it. I mean, that the city's authorized to sign it.
I hope I got all that. Steve, did you get all that? Okay, you can help me out then. Nobody else has anything, right? I move to approve as read with
the stipulation.
With the stipulation
that there can be additional.
That there can be additional contract amendments.
That don't substantially change the deal terms.
That don't substantially change the
deal terms.
Deal terms.
In one of it being price.
And one of them being the price.
To 15,000.
To 15,000.
Okay. I'd go back and split the difference with them, though. If they want 20 and 15, we want to split the difference with them. I second that motion.
Tell the man sitting in the second row.
Pushing with the wrong guy now.
I got to go to the board meeting?
Different board.
No. I second it.
No, it's not a roll call. We just need everyone.
I'm out of this one. You can run it.
Oh, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carried.
Yeah, for the record, I'm not voting on this, and I won't vote on it tomorrow either. I don't want the Goldwater Institute in our business. They already messed up the freeway, so. Okay, we're good with that? You got everything on it? Okay. We'll go into the report from the mayor, council, and city manager. Jay?
Mayor, I have nothing to report.
Tina?
Not too much to report. I did have the opportunity to welcome our police chief and one of his associates to my day job, give them some exposure to what we do there at Heritage Environmental, and it was a nice visit. Appreciate the time.
I have nothing there.
I also have nothing, Mayor.
Well, I do. I attended the Pinal County Town Hall on Thursday, and their topic was on volunteerism. And, you know, I listened to a lot of the other jurisdictions, and they have a lot of people that want to volunteer. And I see on Facebook that Little League, nobody has volunteered. I encourage the citizens of Coolidge to get involved and start helping and volunteering, because they're the ones that are always saying that there's nothing for children to do, and without the parents getting involved and helping, then we are not going to get anywhere. And the other thing, I attended GAIN, and it was very well attended. And I don't know if we have another meeting, but I want to say thank you to Chief Malinsky, because I'm sure he's going to be gone before our next meeting.
Yeah, I think November 7th or 8th. What is it, Mark? I think that's his last day. So.
I think they're having, Mark, they're having a little luncheon for him on November the 8th at the police department here.
Thank you, sir. Okay, Vice Mayor.
I'm done.
Are you done?
I think so.
I do have one thing, Mr. Mayor, if I
Go
can.
ahead.
Vice Mayor reminded me about volunteerism. Also, lots of stuff that's going on around on Facebook. Everybody is asking what we can do to help the fire department. There are still 14 slots for volunteer firefighters. It's volunteer fire department, so you're not going to be rich doing it. But if you are looking to do something to help your city, your neighbors, that is something you can do to help. And all you have to do is stand up and help. There's a lot of people here, and I know there's standards to meet. Like you say, he's put them out. Only 7 people actually applied. The way I understand it, only 5 actually showed up to do it. So if somebody's looking to help, they're still looking for people. That's all I have.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Miller?
Just again, want to thank S-Power for their donation tonight, and just to kind of give you an update on the tower project that we've been working on. The water company informed me that they are about 4 days into putting their final coat on the tower right now, which is the color that you're beginning to see, which will be very reflective to allow for a better appearance once the LED lighting is installed. To date, well, we do know that the total project cost, I think I reported, was $67,775.25. That's the lighting and the labor and everything to put it up there. We have a number of contributors looking right now if we use some of the city's funds that we maybe from the sale of the property, like I talked about last time with some beautification monies. We need about $19,000 to reach our goal of completing the project, but I fully expect that we'll get there.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. I expect we will too. There's a lot of people and companies that are coming in and donating money to this, which really a lot of them I never expected would, but they are. So I thank them. I want to thank everybody that participated in GAIN. I too believe I was at the very first one, and a lot of them subsequent. And I don't think I've ever seen a big as crowd as I saw at this one while I was there. It was quite a lot of people. I was very impressed. And I thought it went pretty well. S-Power, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, ladies, and thank your company. And I think that things are going, despite what you may read on the illustrious internet, I think things are going pretty well. So I want to have everybody come out, and if you get a chance, go out and watch the Coolidge Bears play Friday night. And win, lose, or draw, we're still going to be in the playoffs, and the first playoff game will be here. I believe it's November 8th, isn't it?
Yeah, November 8th.
So we don't know who will draw. Everything's still got to shake out, but get out and support those guys. There are like 25 of them, and they're playing teams that have 40 guys that show up. So, they could use a little support from the local crowd. So let's get out and give them some support. So I expect we will have probably, I don't know what Norma has in mind as usual, but I expect we'll have another work session on the fire department probably November 12th. Or that's our next meeting, right?
Yes.
I think probably by then we want to have, I think by then Bright will be ready to go. We want to give them a chance to come in and tell their side of the story. and then we will continue to look and see what our options are with our fire department. So I thank everybody for showing up tonight. I appreciate you guys coming in and being civil and being polite, stating your opinions in a nice manner, and everybody acting like civilized individuals. I appreciate that very much, and thank you for being here. Good night. I need a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned.